Gonna try it again. Just gonna make sure we're going before I start playing. Sorry about this, you guys. Okay. Looks like it's working so far. So many people Facebook Living now. Okay. I think we're good. I'm gonna play for as long as it lets me. Alright, you guys? This is amazing. I love it. Alright. We're cooking now. Alright. So it looks like we're working now, you guys. In case you didn't know, my name is Jake Allen, singer-songwriter and guitarist from Northern Michigan. And, yeah, it's good to be back here for set number 2 for today's live stream for the Live with Our Artist series from Tonewood-Amp, which is an awesome thing that they're doing to provide relief for their endorsed artists who are going through some tough times, losing all of their gigs in the COVID crisis. So I am one of those people, and I am totally grateful to Ofer and Helene over at Tonewood-Amp for allowing us to jump on here and do this. So thank you guys, and thanks to all of you watching. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If you're not familiar with the Tonewood-Amp, just a quick little rundown of this thing. Get this out of here for a second. This is a device that connects to the back of your acoustic guitar via magnets. So you put this little X brace in the sound hole, and it has magnets on it, and then the magnetic ends of the Tonewood-Amp stick to the back of the guitar, so it's non-invasive. And then it gives you reverbs, delays, all sorts of effects through the sound hole of your guitar. So you literally don't need an amp. So that's your dry signal right there, right? If I turn up the Tonewood-Amp, woo! It's coming out of the sound hole. Pretty wild stuff, huh? It's like black magic, really, is what it's like. I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna turn up the volume a little bit here, you guys, because I think these things tend to be quiet, so I'm just turning up my volume. Okay, so let's see. Zoe's on here. I'm gonna play a song for Zoe, because I know she likes this tune, and I'm in this tuning, so let me see here. This is a song from a record of mine I released back in 2018. The album is called Deviant Motions, and this is a little tune called Scorpio, which I wrote during my first writer's retreat, which I'd never done a writer's retreat before, and I never really saw the value in it. But I had a dear friend who's an artist over in Arcadia, Michigan, a couple hours from where I live, and she kept saying, "You need to come to my cabin in Arcadia when I'm not there and just do a writer's retreat and get away from everything and isolate yourself in this little place." And I kept like kind of pushing it off and saying I can just write music at home. I don't really need to go anywhere. But she finally talked me into it. And then once I got there, I realized what an amazing advantage it is to have no internet, to have no phone, to just be sitting there with you, your instrument, and I believe I had a Tonewood-Amp at the time. Yeah, because it would have been 2014 maybe. So getting to that quiet spot where it's just you and the guitar, it proved to be extremely valuable and helpful in writing music. And sometimes we forget that. We get so caught up in the fast-paced musician lifestyle of touring and being on the internet trying to promote and market and do all the things that a musician does, and sometimes we forget to get back to the absolute basics, which it's important to do. So anything that starts as anything that starts as a career or starts as a passion and ends up being a career, you always have to return to the source, and you always have to remember why you're doing what you're doing, and remind yourself of that love. So this is the tune that came out of that writer's retreat, and it's called Scorpio. Just make a little adjustment. I'm gonna turn the decay down on here. This is the plate reverb setting I'm using here. There's 3 different reverbs in the Tonewood-Amp. I usually use the hall reverb, but switching it up. Alright, here we go.
Took the letter book from the shelf to see if I could write myself into the arms of grace again. But when we let ourselves become so empty and numb, we're blind to what we used to be. Words spoken turn to dumb silence. Maybe you're better without me. I'll paint your memory over and over until you like the end. And maybe there'll be light in the morning, maybe never again. Yeah. I turned the hourglass within me, standing at the edge of the mystery. I waited for infinity. An apparition came and said, you already live as though you're dead, and blind to what a life should be. Self-righteous narcissist. Go back, maybe you're better without me. I'll paint your memory over and over until you like the end. And maybe there'll be light in the morning, maybe never again.
Scorpio, you guys, from Deviant Motions. I'm going to check in on the comments here. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Live with our artists from the Tonewood-Amp family, who are being so gracious to let us artists perform on their Facebook page, and then they are donating a portion of the proceeds from the day for people buying Tonewood amps to each artist. So this will be happening every week. Next week, a really, really great artist called Larry Mitchell is going to be playing. If you guys haven't heard of Larry, he's amazing, amazing electric guitar player, and, well, just all-around guitar player, really. This is the Tonewood amp, if you have not seen such a thing. And it's It's magnetic. Boom. So come and go as you please. And speaking of that, I'm going to switch guitars right now and do a song from a different record of mine called Etherica. And if you guys are enjoying what you hear from the Tonewood-Amp, the people were asking earlier how much do they cost, and they are $249, and you can get one on ToneWoodAmp.com. Super easy. So I'm just gonna check it out. Boom, right there, attached magnets. So the X brace inside holds it. It stays in place in the guitar, and then you can attach and detach the Tonewood-Amp as you like. All right. So I'm going to switch patches on this one and do a little bit of delay, see how that sounds. So this next song is an interesting tune that sparked a whole lot of other tunes. I was leaving home for the first time back in 2009, and about maybe like a week before I left, I was sitting there with two of my really great friends, and I was anticipating the trip ahead, and all of a sudden I felt completely like distant from these two people that I often felt very close to, and then even distant from myself too. So I almost felt like I was having this like out-of-body experience and this kind of disassociation with reality. And the girl that I was with at the time, her and I were the ones who were leaving home for the first time, and we were just going to go travel around the country. We didn't know where we were going to end up. But anyways, I told her what was happening, and told her that, you know, as days were going by, this feeling wasn't going away, and it just kind of all of a sudden showed up, and it seemed like it was here to stay, which was really strange. She was very like spiritual and new agey, and she said to me, "Jake, don't worry. This is totally fine, because the world is going through an ascension process right now, and we're all migrating to a new plane of consciousness." And I said, okay. And you know, I kind of didn't really think too much of it until we ended up in this really cool little town called Sedona, Arizona, which if you guys are familiar with it, it needs no introduction, but it's a very it's a new age kind of spiritual town with these beautiful red rock spires, and you've seen photos of it, I'm sure. But anyways, we got there, and all of a sudden I was surrounded by a whole bunch of people saying the same exact thing. So I thought that was kind of interesting, and I started to play with that idea of like, well, what if that is what's going on? You know, what if this is some kind of collective consciousness shift? And started to look at it from a position of strength rather than you know, thinking of, oh, this is an existential crisis. I was like, oh no, this is like an upgrade. This is a consciousness upgrade, maybe. So I was thinking about that for a few days after we left Sedona, and we were down in Tucson, and I started to write this song and kind of play with those ideas, and it ended up turning into an entire record that was kind of designed to get me back down to earth, so to speak. And it worked, and I kind of was able to feel more grounded after I recorded this record. But then I quickly developed a whole set of worldly issues. So here's that song that kind of sparked that whole thing, and it's called Ascension.
There's something brewing underneath the earth, waiting for its time to emerge. 'Cause we've been receiving secret big is going on here. The secrets tell us that there is nothing that we should fear. But do I control this? Can I mold this destiny and make it real? Like the endless source of energy molding us here in this world. Here in this world. Here in this world. Here in this world. Ascension. So I just got a little message here. It looks like you can do you can put in this code. I'm gonna put this code in the comments for those of you watching who are musicians, and for those who are interested in the Tonewood-Amp. You can use this coupon code. Just put it in the comments, Jake10, and you can get 10% off your Tonewood-Amp today, if you'd like. And just to reiterate that all of the, or a percentage of the proceeds today go to the artist that plays. That's the setup they're doing for these live streams. So if somebody does buy a Tonewood-Amp, I'll be getting 10% of that as part of this thing that these guys are doing. So much appreciation to those of you who do buy a Tonewood-Amp today, and thank you guys for just being here anyways and listening. And if you do want to throw any tips in the jar, I did put a little link in the description too for virtual tips, which thanks again earlier on set 1, Jennifer Mann threw something in there, and then my friend Rachel threw something in there as well. So and I think she's still on here too. Yes, Rachel Shaddock, thank you again for the tips earlier. What do you guys think of the delay setting? Pretty sweet, huh? Jake10 with an A. Add the A. Okay, hang on a second, you guys. Didn't I? Yeah. Jake A10. Okay, yeah. Coupon code Jake A10. There is an A in there. Alright. So I want to try this song. This is a tune called Slappy Thang. And I started to really get into like fingerstyle guitar and percussive stuff in my late teenage years when I came across a player named Andy McKee. And I'm sure lots of you guys know Andy McKee, and I have to definitely credit him for a whole bunch of inspiration into
that he put into what I do. And a quick story about Michael Hedges. So Andy was really inspired by Michael, who is the godfather of modern fingerstyle guitar. And most people who are on this ToneWoodAmp page don't even have to be introduced to Michael because they've known who he is for years. But for those of you who don't know who Michael was, he was a crazy trailblazer of an acoustic guitar player back in the 80s and early 90s. And he really set the bar super high for all of these amazing acoustic players to come. He started doing all these alternate tunings and these percussive techniques that, not a lot of people had seen before. And I have a funny little story about Michael and this song that I'm about to play. So, right after I left home, as I was talking about earlier, my girlfriend at the time and I, we moved to San Diego, and then after about 6 months living in San Diego, I was like, I kind of want to get back on the road and just tour all the time. So I kind of became this wandering troubadour guy for a while, and I was just strictly touring all the time. And in the beginning, it was a little tough, so I found myself in Fisherman's Wharf one day, and I was playing this next song, which was inspired by Andy McKee and Michael Hedges. And just to let you guys know, Michael Hedges, unfortunately, he passed away in 1997, much too soon in life, but he really left a mark and inspired people like me. But anyways, I was playing this song that was kind of in that vein of Andy and Michael in Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco. I was doing some busking, and this woman walks up to me, and she's staring me down as I'm playing this song, and she's just got this really weird look on her face. I couldn't tell if she was mad or just really interested or what. But after I finished the song, she walks up to me and she goes, "Hey, where'd you learn how to play like that?" And I said, "Well, I learned from watching players like Andy McKee and, of course, the great Michael Hedges." And she said, "Michael was my brother." And it ended up being Carol Hedges on the street out of thousands of people who just happened to be walking by and saw what I was doing. And I was just totally blown away by that. And I thought it was the coolest thing. And we shared a chat, and I never thought I would see her again. But a few years later, I was out to dinner with Andy McKee, and we were in Phoenix. And in comes this guy and sits down with us, and he's obviously friends with Andy. And Andy says, "Jake, I want you to meet my friend. This is my good friend Craig Hedges, and it's Michael Hedges' brother." I was like, okay, I have to tell him the story about meeting his sister. So I started to explain to him, Craig, I was actually I was playing once on the streets in San Francisco, and your sister walked up to me. And before I could get any farther into the story, he stopped me and he goes, Whoa, you're that guy. I gotta get a photo with you and send it to Carol." So apparently she thought it was notable too, and let her brother know about it. And I did end up seeing Carol again years later at the Michael Hedges Memorial Show. I think that was maybe 2-3 years ago. But that's my little full circle Michael Hedges story. So I'm going to play the song for you guys that I was playing that fateful day in Fisherman's Wharf. This one's called Slappy Thang. was slapping on you guys with the Tonewood-Amp. Alright, I'm just gonna see if, oh, thanks, Rick. Appreciate that. See if there's anything else on the agenda that I missed here. Before I do one more song for you guys. And feel free to ask any questions, you guys. Again, my name is Jake Allen. I'm a singer-songwriter from northern Michigan. And, where are you guys from? What's happening in your neck of the woods? Let me know in the comments. Oh, also, if you guys have any questions about the Tonewood-Amp, or anything technical, you can post it in the comments and somebody will answer it for you. Whether or not that's immediate or not, it will be answered. Okay, so I think I'll do one more song for you guys. While I'm tuning up, just want to let you know about one cool thing happening over on my Facebook page this coming Friday. So back in 2011, as I was talking about earlier, I released a record called Etherica, and we put it on here at the house the other day, while cleaning house, and turns out it sounds really good in crazy pandemic times, because it's kind of simple and like easy. It's easy, but it's kind of insightful in the same time. So it inspired me to do this kind of live listening session for the record on Friday. So I'm gonna play the whole album from start to finish, but during it I'm gonna have all of the lyrics going along with the album, so you can just come and hang out and listen to the album in a communal fashion, or if you read along with the lyrics throughout it, there's like this little scavenger hunt, so you'll see these little red letters popping up. And if you collect all of those red letters from start to finish, it makes up a phrase. And then whoever posts in the comments that phrase first, by the end of the album, will get a $50 Amazon gift card and $50 donated to your choice of charity. So, just a fun little activity that we'll be doing on the Jake Allen Facebook page Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So just wanted to let you all know about that real quick. And let's see. Oh, hey, Bill. Thanks, man. Couple comments here. Oh, thanks, Shannon. There's only 50 people watching because there's briefings going on right now and politics and news that we all need to be on. Not really, though. I've found throughout this whole thing that the best thing we can do is go outside, obviously just like outside our house, and turn off the news for a while. Seriously, that's when I feel amazing. And then the moment that I flip back on into Facebook's social media world, no! So go outside. Meditate. Read. Okay. I miss Arizona, Zoe. Alright, so I'm going to do a song for you guys from the Beatles. If that's cool with y'all, I'm going to get this little caption thing out of here because I should be able to see my instrument here. Here's one from the Beatles, my favorite Beatles song.
Oh, look at all the lonely people. Oh, look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby Ben lives in a dream, waits at the window, wearing the face that she keeps in the jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Father Mackenzie, writing the words to a sermon that no one will hear. No one comes near. Look at him working, donning his socks in the night when there's nobody there. What does he care? All the lonely people, where do they all come from? All the lonely people, where do they all belong? Oh, look at all the lonely people. Oh, look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby died in the church and was buried along with the name. Nobody came. Father Mackenzie wiping the dirt from his hands as he walks from the grave. No one was saved. All the lonely people, where do they all come from? All the lonely people, where do they all belong? All the lonely people, where do they all come from? All the lonely people, where do they all The Beatles was Eleanor Rigby from the Beatles. Hope you guys enjoyed the music. Let me see if there's any questions or anything. Again, you guys, feel free to post any technical questions about the Tonewood-Amp or anything for that matter. Anything at all, post it in the comments and it will be answered. Your wishes are command. So yeah, that's it for me, guys, but I want to thank you for listening. Thanks to everybody who threw anything in the tip jar, the virtual tip jar, that is. And thanks to anybody who buys a Tonewood-Amp today, because that is helping me and it's helping other artists. It will help other artists throughout the week. So make sure you guys continue to stay on here. And do me a favor and go over to my page. Jake Allen is listed in the description. I'm pointing because my computer is over here, but wherever your description is, go hit like on my page, and I'll probably do another live stream with all my gear and all my looper pedal stuff and all that on Wednesday. I think I'm going to do a live stream for you guys. And then tune into the Etherica Live listening session. Win $50, win a $50 to your choice of charity and $50 for an Amazon gift card. And yeah, that's about it, you guys. Just want to say thanks again. And then, yeah, I'm going to try to find some other things to do on my Facebook as well, besides playing music, whether that's cooking pizzas, because apparently me cooking pizzas is a hot commodity on Facebook Live. Also was thinking about maybe reading you some sections of some books that I thought were interesting. Yeah, probably just stick to playing music though, mostly. So, anyways, you guys, thanks again. My name's Jake Allen.
Big thanks to Ofer and Helene at ToneWoodAmp for doing this. Tune in next week for Larry Mitchell here on Live with Our Artists on the ToneWoodAmp page. See you guys. Have a good rest of your night.